November 20th, 1980, dawned like any other day in Louisiana's Vermilion Parish. A light fog hung over the flat expanse of Lake Peigneur, its waters reflecting the sky with a deceptive calmness. On the lake's surface, a drilling platform owned by Texaco was positioned, its crew ready to probe the depths for oil. The target was thought to be beneath the lake bed, a routine operation in the oil-rich region. Little did anyone know this seemingly ordinary day would soon transform into a spectacle of industrial mayhem, forever changing the landscape and lives of those present. The drilling platform, a hive of activity, hummed with the sounds of machinery and men at work. The crew, seasoned veterans of the oil industry, went about their tasks with practiced efficiency. They lowered the drill bit, inching it closer to its target thousands of feet below. Their focus was absolute, unaware that their actions were about to trigger an event of such bizarre proportions. The fate of Lake Peigneur hung precariously in the balance. As the drill bit burrowed deeper, it encountered unexpected resistance. The crew, accustomed to the predictable composition of the Earth's layers in this region, initially dismissed it as a minor anomaly. They continued drilling, unaware that they were on a collision course with disaster. The resistance, far from being insignificant, signaled a critical miscalculation, one that would have profound and irreversible consequences. The drilling crew, accustomed to the routine vibrations of their machinery, suddenly felt a jarring shift. Something was terribly wrong. The drill bit, instead of biting into the anticipated layers of rock and sediment, had snagged something entirely unexpected. Confusion rippled through the platform as the crew exchanged uneasy glances. The smooth progression of the drilling operation had taken an ominous turn. The drill string, a series of interconnected pipes extending thousands of feet below the platform, began to shudder violently. Alarms blared, their shrill cries a stark counterpoint to the growing sense of panic. The crew, their years of experience suddenly inadequate in the face of this unforeseen crisis, scrambled to regain control of the runaway drill, but the situation was escalating rapidly, spiraling beyond their ability to contain it. As the drill bit ground relentlessly against the unknown obstacle, the platform itself began to tilt precariously. The once solid foundation beneath them was giving way. The lake bed, normally a stable base for their operations, was transforming into a treacherous vortex. Terror gripped the hearts of the crew as they realized the gravity of their predicament. They were not merely witnessing an equipment malfunction, they were at the epicenter of an unfolding disaster. The impossible was happening before their eyes. Lake Peigneur, a 500-acre expanse of freshwater, was disappearing into a swirling abyss. The drilling platform, once a symbol of industrial might, was being dragged down with it. The whirlpool, a monstrous maw of churning water and debris, grew larger by the second, swallowing everything in its path. Trees, docks, and even a nearby island vanished into the maelstrom as if sucked into a giant drain. The air, thick with the roar of rushing water and the frantic shouts of the fleeing crew, crackled with fear and disbelief. The once placid lake, a source of livelihoods and recreation, had transformed into a scene of utter chaos. Boats, their anchors useless against the pull of the vortex, were drawn inexorably towards the center, their occupants forced to make desperate leaps for their lives. The very ground beneath their feet was dissolving into the swirling depths. As the whirlpool raged, a strange and terrifying counter-phenomenon occurred. The Del Combre Canal, a 13-foot deep waterway that normally drained into the Gulf of Mexico, began to flow in reverse. The force of the disappearing lake was so great that it reversed the natural order of the canal, creating a temporary but spectacular waterfall as the Gulf's saltwater cascaded into the emptying lake bed. The world seemed to have turned upside down. The root cause of this unprecedented event lay hidden beneath the surface, in the depths of a vast, man-made cavern. Unbeknownst to the Texaco crew, their drilling had pierced the roof of the Diamond Crystal Salt Mine, a sprawling network of tunnels and chambers carved out of a massive salt dome. This catastrophic miscalculation, a result of inaccurate maps and a failure to adequately account for the mine's location, set in motion a chain reaction of unimaginable consequences. Salt, as any schoolboy knows, dissolves in water, and when tons upon tons of fresh water from Lake Peigneur poured into the mine, the results were both immediate and catastrophic. The rushing water created massive sinkholes within the mine, swallowing mining equipment and collapsing entire sections of the subterranean network. The miners, trapped in the rapidly flooding tunnels, found themselves in a desperate fight for survival. As the lake drained into the mine, the whirlpool above grew larger and more powerful, exacerbating the destruction. The pressure differential created by the emptying lake and the filling mine caused a geyser to erupt from the former drilling site. This geyser, a mixture of mud, water and debris, shot hundreds of feet into the air, a testament to the immense forces unleashed by the disaster. The idyllic landscape of Lake Peigneur had been transformed into a scene of almost biblical proportions.